So, I think we are live. Yay, we are indeed. Welcome. Welcome to the spot where I always start my Ueno walks. This pedestrian bridge in front of JR Ueno station. As you can see, it's a pretty gloomy day. I think there was just some heavy rain while I was on the train here because the streets are wet. But since it's rainy season, that shouldn't come as a surprise. Who knows? We might get surprised with some heavy rain during this stream. I'm not bringing an umbrella, so think of that as an extra excitement factor for today's walk. So the plan today is to start here, walk through Ueno Park, then continue down towards the Yanesen area, or Yanaka Sendagi and Nezu, which is a very nice Shitamachi area that I passed through many times before in my streams. But it's been a while since my last time, and I know that there are many of you out there who enjoy streams in the Ueno area, and I just felt like coming here today. I don't know why, but it just felt like the right thing to do. So yeah, let's get started. Not sure for how long I will stream today. Could be 1 hour, could be 2 hours, could potentially be 3 hours. We'll see. I'll really keep things open today. Depends on things like weather, how much I'm enjoying the chat, and the rate of super chats coming in is probably also going to play a bit of a role, as it tends to affect my motivation. So for those of you who are not familiar with Ueno, it's kind of one of the major stations in the northeastern part of Tokyo. So several JR train lines connect here. Also northbound Shinkansen trains stops here, as well as a couple of subway lines. I think it's the Ginza line and the Hibiya line stops here. Not sure if there are any others. And there's also the Keisei line, which you can take to get to several places in Chiba. It also has an express train to Narita Airport run by Keisei. It's a pretty interesting neighborhood. There's lots of small bars and izakaya around here as well, since it is a bit of a hub area, so there's lots of people passing through here every day. Here you will also find Ameyoko, which is like the biggest outdoor market street in Tokyo. I probably won't pass through there today though, during the stream. Oh, thank you, Lemillion. Thank you for the motivational booster. Thank you very much, appreciate it. And also thank you, Warren from Toronto. Is it Toronto, as in the Canadian city? Or am I reading it wrong? Also, I have a bit of news. Something happened this morning that made me extremely happy and relieved. Okay, it's Toronto. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I actually just scheduled my first vaccine shot. I will get it next Thursday, so 1 week from now, which is way earlier than I initially expected when I saw how slowly Japan was rolling out the vaccine. But they really ramped up the speed, and yeah, I managed to make a booking, so I'm getting my first shot on Thursday of the Moderna vaccine. So yeah, can't wait. especially now with the Indian Delta variant spreading pretty much everywhere, and probably also in Japan. But yeah, let's not stay on the subject of COVID for too long. I generally prefer to keep my streams free from that subject, but yeah, I just felt the need to share the good news, as that totally made my day this morning. We kind of can choose in Japan between Pfizer and Moderna. So if we go to like the local clinics, which is like the standard way of doing it, you will get Pfizer. But you can also book a time at a max vaccination center. They built a couple of those in the major cities, and if you go to those, you will get Moderna. So indirectly you can choose by picking where to get the where you're getting it. So yeah, now we entered Ueno Park. It is indeed a bit wet on the ground. Let's see. Forecast says no more rain today, but another forecast said bring an umbrella. There might be heavy rain and or thunderstorm. Good to hear that the video quality is good. Thank you, Sid Luther, for letting me know. It's always appreciated. People tend to be very vocal as soon as there's a tiny bit of technical issues, but it's always good to hear when things are going fine as well. All right, weather check. Just a moment. So here we go. 23 degrees, mostly cloudy. Also thunderstorm advisory. You see, rainy season. Almost every day there will be rain. 74% humidity, light wind. I got a good sleep last night. It was okay. Mini Explorer woke up a little bit more than usual, and whenever she wakes up, I wake up. But I'm not complaining. I slept relatively well, yeah. See, now the sun came out all of a sudden. Indeed, typical rainy season weather. Let's head inside here. Usually, whenever I stream from Ueno, I always pass through this shrine, but it's actually has a little bit of view, so why not take a look at that? Here's this famous pine tree. It's Kinomatsu, moon pine, literally translated. Down there you have the pond with the famous pagoda. So yeah. And here you have a religious UFO catcher or something like that. Interesting. Apparently it's not in use. Interesting take on the whole fortune telling or omikuji concept. You put some money in there, and this little dragon will, or demon or whatever it was, will give you the note with your fortune told. Yeah, it's a pretty dramatic sky. It really looks like anything could happen. I think we will pass through quite a large number of shrines today. I plan to also go to Nezu Shrine, which is one of the nicer shrines in Tokyo, if you ask me. Oh, nice! Now the flowers are in bloom here. Let's take a little detour and admire the flowers. Yeah, and I will also head down to the shrine. Is that a shrine? Or maybe that's a temple. The one in the pond, anyway. The pagoda place. Have you ever been to an open air bath? Yeah. Yeah, I have. You mean like open air onsen, or you mean... Not sure exactly what you mean, but I've been to many places where you can, you know, take a bath under the like, yeah, just out in the nature kind of thing. It's quite nice. I like it. One of the more memorable times was when me and some friends went to one of the small islands in Tokyo Bay. I think it was Shikinejima. It's like a place you have to take a ferry from central Tokyo for 12 hours. Then you arrive at this quiet little island, which is still a part of Tokyo, technically. And there's some like public outdoor hot baths there. And when we went, there was a very dramatic thunderstorm while we took a bath. So that was pretty cool. It was very, very windy and yeah, a bit of thunder and heavy rain. And we were just enjoying the dramatic views while soaking in a hot bath. Here's one of the entrances to Ueno Zoo. Looks like it's not open though, but or I don't know, there's like some guard there, but it's very quiet. Bath and thunder, yeah, it was great. It was very dramatic. Just a moment, folks. I think. Okay. Okay. We're all good. Yeah, let's see what these evil clouds has in store for us. Thank you again, Warren from Toronto, for the super chat. Are we going to do the museum today? No, because you cannot shoot in a museum without getting a permission beforehand. So that's why I'm always generally very reluctant to shoot inside shops and other facilities, because it might be okay, it could be that no one cares, but you could also get kicked out, and yeah, you would also come across as pretty rude for violating their rules. So yeah, I think last time I came here, this pond, it was just all dry and looked quite sad, but now we have all these lotuses. It's like a green blanket over the entire pond. I guess I have to take a walk around the entire pond then. I wasn't really originally planning on doing that, as we're eventually heading like far this way, but yeah, I think we need to take a walk around the pond, right? Someone donated a bit of tea to this statue. How kind. Was it winter last time I came here? I feel I must have been here like within the last 2 or 3 months at least, no? Was it really that long since my last Ueno walk? Yeah, there was that time when some lady came up to me when I was streaming. Oh, look at the number of birds here. Is she feeding them? Is that what's going on? So many. Oh, did I scare the birds? But yeah, I must have been here at least once. It feels like I was here quite recently. Yeah, it's always a nice place to walk around. I always enjoy coming here at night as well, because it's very beautiful with see the lights of these high-rise buildings reflected in the pond. It's a very nice place at night. Maybe I wasn't streaming. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Don't remember. Doing research about gimbals for the S21. Is it true that there are more support for DJI OM4? I don't know. Like, I never use the actual functionality of the app. Like, the gimbal comes with an app that you can use, but you can't live stream through that app. And the only reason I use my gimbal is because of live streaming. So which phones are like officially supported doesn't really matter to me. The only thing that matters is if they are within the right weight range, so that they can be stabilized by the gimbal. But other than that, like when I use my Android phone, I always use Streamlabs, and when I use my iPhone to shoot iPhone videos, then I use the iPhone, the official iPhone camera app, the default one. I don't have any issues with the weight. No, it works fine both with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which I think is one of the heavier phones on the market. But it's still being stabilized okay, but it's not super stable actually. So yeah, it's fine, because when I'm only using the iPhone for filming 4K videos, so then the iPhone also stabilizes the footage, so it looks smooth. But when I tried live streaming with the iPhone, then you don't get the stabilization from the phone. You only get what the gimbal provides, and then it wasn't that stable actually. So I would say the OM4, the DJI OM4 is kind of borderline usable with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I would like to use the new Google phone. I don't know, which one is that? Have they announced something? Or just the rumors about the new Pixel? I'm always up for a new Google phone though. I generally am very fond of Google's phones, so yeah. Scott Cooper, okay. So that was the last time I came here. Time flies. And now I feel the rain. Let's see how bad it gets. I feel like I'm always repeating myself, but yeah, this little path here is gorgeous during the cherry blossom season, because these are mostly cherry blossom trees and it's just beautiful when they are in bloom. And yes, Jenny, I need to post the FAQ pin. Thank you. I will do that now. For some reason I feel like it's gonna be a short walk. Let's see what happens. You never know. And even if it starts raining, maybe I'll try to find a place where I can get some cover and I don't know, have a drink or something. Of course, always swan boats. Always swan boats. Yeah, this park is one of the, I would say one of the top 10 spots in Tokyo for cherry blossom viewing. Especially, well, around here, sure, but here you can't really sit down and watch. But up in the other side of the park that I passed in the beginning of the stream, there's lots of like patches of grass, and those are just full with people during cherry blossom season. Not right now because of Corona though, but before the pandemic. Find umbrella. Yeah, the thing is, I really hate carrying umbrellas. One of my viewers, Kind Olive, she is offering to make me an umbrella holder for my gimbal so that I can stream and use an umbrella at the same time. I'm kind of curious how that will be, if it will actually be comfortable, but yeah, I'm planning to get a new gimbal soon because I've actually been using this DJI one pretty much daily for a year now, so it's getting a little bit old and I feel that it needs to be replaced. So yeah, once I get a new one, I will send her the measurements and she will custom made a umbrella holder for me. Yeah, I have the best viewers in the world. So happy to get such awesome support and creative ideas from you all the time. Thank you, Olive. Over here, there you can see the top of Tokyo Skytree. The sky gets a little bit overexposed, it looks like, but yeah. So let's see. Swan boat stream, yeah. How about today? Can we have a coffee live break? Yeah, that's possible. Definitely, if there's some rain, I might just, you know, grab a coffee somewhere. Also, I'm not sure. I might do another one of these like Patreon only streams after the main stream ends. It really depends on how long I'll be going today and if I'm, you know, ending before lunch. Haven't had lunch yet. No lunch yet. What's this? This bus is selling lottery tickets. I don't think I've seen that before. Usually those lottery tickets are sold in tiny booths where usually old ladies work all day. But this might be the first time I see them being sold from a bus like this. Oh, lots of carp here. Can you see? Almost looks a bit uncomfortable when there's so many of them. Your accent sounds like Christoph Waltz. I don't know who that is, but interesting. I need to check him out. Lottery tickets, yeah. That's pretty much how I see them as well. I've never been fond of gambling or lotteries or anything like that. Austrian actor, I see. Certainly a nicer feeling when it's all green like this compared to when it's all just dry like it is in the winter. It feels like this green season is relatively short, actually. Usually whenever I come here it's like all gone. Did you know how Japanese people perceive mental health and jobs for mental health in Japan? In general, I would say like mental health issues aren't really talked about that much in Japan. There are like mental health clinics and whatnot, but in general it's pretty stigmatized to go to those compared to like in Sweden, for example, where it feels like everybody I know goes to therapy for a bunch of different issues. Like here in Japan, I feel that it's not very common to seek help for those things. It's more like a mentality that you just need to endure, and if you can't cope then you're weak. And yeah. I think, yeah, like Toto says, it's pretty different, the attitude towards mental health issues in maybe, yeah, I don't know if it extends to all of Asia. As my experiences of other Asian countries are relatively low, but yeah, definitely here in Japan it's not so much talked about. I see Toto. This is nice. Please, umbrella lady, stand there for a few more moments so that I get to take a thumbnail photo. Just go to church. God is the best psychiatrist. Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I felt like that was an option. Because people who are religious and believe in God seems to be generally a bit happier, and you know, they have answers to a lot of the big questions in life. Kind of wish that I could just buy into that whole thing, but yeah, I don't. What are those plants in the pond? Lotus, but yeah, they're not in bloom yet, I guess. But at some point they should bloom. I don't know if they already bloomed or if it's still too early. It's a jungle in that pond, yeah. These are pigeons, yes. And that's a saxophone. It's a saxophone player. Very nice. And here's the Shitamachi Museum. That's like the museum for the old working class neighborhood in Tokyo. It's quite interesting if you're interested in the history of Tokyo. It's worth visiting. I was a Hare Krishna and it was pretty fun till it wasn't. Oh yeah? Wow, that sounds interesting. I would love to hear your story. Maybe not now in the chat, but at some point it would be very interesting to hear. "431 people watching. Nice. Welcome everyone. If there are any new viewers, please make sure to check the FAQ in the video description, where you find answers to a lot of commonly asked questions, because that's what a FAQ is. And once you read that, you're more than welcome to join us and socialize in the chat. Also, apologies to my loyal viewers for not being able to stream yesterday. It was a bit of a busy day and I was taking care of the little one all day, and then in the evening me and my wife went out, or well, our daughter also joined us. We went out for dinner to celebrate the fact that it's 3 years since we got married. So that was nice. That was nice for the first 15 minutes. Then our daughter decided that she didn't like the place. So she started being really fuzzy, and all our energy had to be focused on keeping her happy. But that's life with a baby. You really don't have to stream every day. I know, I don't have to. But I enjoy it so much, so I want to, especially now since I don't have much other work anyway. And these streams are really nice. Happy anniversary. Thank you. But yeah, also to those of you who are new to the channel, so I do these kind of streams almost every day. Sometimes I pre-record walking videos and post, but generally I try to post something every day on my channel. And if you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to support my work, consider joining me on Patreon. Then you will get access to Patreon only streams as well, which I started doing after the regular streams. I sit down and have a little bit more of a intimate conversation with my most loyal fans and supporters. So if you want to join that, then yeah, you can join the Patreon. The link is in the video description. And thank you so much for all the congratulations and kind words. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, 3 years. 3 years as being married. Next year it will be 4 years, which means it will be a 10th of my life, which is kind of crazy when you think about it like that. Will your wife and baby joining you on future live streams? It might happen. They haven't yet, but who knows what will happen on this channel in the future. Nothing is for certain. But yeah, we've talked a little bit about maybe from next year we will try to travel a bit more, and then she might be interested in involving herself into my channel as well. But she's pretty busy with her full-time job, so that's that. So let's start heading towards the Nezu neighborhood. Oh, thank you, Paul Ward. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for the generous donation. I don't know if it's generous. I think so. Thanks to the color. Yeah, thank you very much. Very nice of you. This part can be extremely busy during weekends and yeah, especially during the cherry blossom season, as I mentioned before. This park is very popular. It's one of the kind of popular, well-known parks in Tokyo. So yeah, today is very quiet. In general, like all the nice places in Tokyo are best visited on weekdays, if you ask me, because on weekends this city can be a little bit too crowded. Oh, thank you, Jenny, as well, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for the congratulations and congratulations. For what do you say? Congratulatory words? Would that be correct? I hope Miss T got flowers on her anniversary. Yes, yes, I did indeed buy her flowers. I did indeed buy her flowers. Is that Ueno Zoo on your left? Yes, it is. It is. I wonder how's the motivational meter of T now. It's pretty high, yeah. Yeah, motivation level is quite high. You've been generous today, so that helps. Let me see what else are you saying. This park seems big. Yes, it's pretty big. I'm not sure about the history behind Ueno Park. Probably had something to do with the royal household sometime back in the days. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But I recommend checking it out on Google because I'm so bad at history. But yeah, it's Ueno Park, so it's one of the main parks in Tokyo. So I guess this is the second shrine visit for today's stream. There was that, I'm pretty sure that the one in the island, in the pond, that's a temple, not a shrine. But this is a shrine, just like the first place we visited. Oh, thank you, Garfield. Thank you, thank you. Always for the support. Here we have a nice path full of torii gates. I don't know the name of this little shrine actually. But let's see, maybe it says once we get up here. あ、かつお節ありがとうございます。読めない。花園稲荷神社わかんない。稲荷just high enough for me to comfortably, or actually they have a bit of a space even. Let's see. I'm not sure if you can see. This is how much the gap between my head and the gate. So not too bad. Oh, did we get some buffering there? That's unfortunate. Looks like we're back here. Hanazo no Inari Jinja. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Hey. Thank you, Lemillion again. Thank you, Garfield. Yeah, wow, you're very generous today. Entertainment series. If I may ask, do you use Streamlabs for live streaming? Is it safe? Yes, I use Streamlabs. And of all the streaming apps I've tried, which aren't that many, I used the official YouTube app, and I used Prism and Streamlabs. And Streamlabs is the one that works best for me. Yeah, right, we have a bit of cones here. Too bad Ray isn't with us. And yeah, also that's a good tip. Like whenever the stream buffers like that, try refreshing the page, because that can sometimes solve the problem quicker. Any tips for learning hiragana and katakana? Not really, just study hard. It's, I don't know, everyone is different, and I learned those things maybe 15 years ago now, 15 years ago. I learned katakana and hiragana and a bit of kanji before I first came here. So I don't really know what's available today in terms of apps. But if anyone else maybe in the chat has some tips for Japanese learners, feel free to share those in the chat.そっか、東京の西側は今雨ですか。この辺どうなるだろうね。まだ大丈夫そうけど、やっぱり今梅雨だからね。降ったり止んだり降ったり止んだり可能性も高いですね。And then down here we have another place, right? 東照宮、上野東照宮。This is actually quite a famous shrine. Toshogu is, there's also a Toshogu in Nikko, which is very famous. I guess now since we're here we should go down and take a look at this place as well. Wow, we've already been streaming for 45 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. Also, I think we lost about 100 viewers because of that little technical glitch. I hope those will find their way back here. I think this says Toshogu. I'm not sure with that second, the kanji in the middle, to be honest, but it's usually written like this. I don't know if you can see it, but I think this place was under renovation for quite a long time, but now it looks like it's all visible again. I think maybe last time I came here it was still covered with like some scaffolding and whatnot. And there's also a botanical garden behind here that I've never been to actually. You have to pay an entrance fee in order to go inside. Which isn't steep, but it's just enough for me to not go there like spontaneously whenever I'm passing through here. Also, there's so much else, so much other things to see around here, so kind of never really felt motivated to check out the botanical garden. Maybe I should sometime though. I will make a live from Kamakura. Yes, sooner or later. I was planning on going there, was that 2 days ago? I was like this close to go to Kamakura, but then last moment I changed my mind and went, where did I go 2 days ago? I went to Kawasaki instead, which is very different. Is this near Shinjuku? No, not really. This is in Ueno, which is kind of opposite side of central Tokyo compared to Shinjuku, or about half an hour by train maybe from Shinjuku. So not really that close from Shinjuku. Check out Akasaka sometime. Yeah, I was in Akasaka not too long ago actually, but maybe I should go again. Central Tokyo is always interesting, I guess, especially to you, my dear viewers. I know that a lot of you are quite fond of seeing the city center. This building is pretty spectacular. Is Ueno the biggest park in Tokyo? No, I'm pretty sure that Yoyogi is bigger. Then also of course Imperial Palace, but I don't know if you would call that a park, but Ueno it's not a huge park actually. It's so in size. Those notes are not prayers, no, they are like you can have your fortune told at shrines, and if you get a bad one you leave it at the shrine and the gods will take care of it. If you get a good one you can bring it with you home. These are like you can write your wish or your prayers on these. Most shrines have these as well. Here you go. Here you have the explanation. Emma. I didn't know it was called Emma actually. Traditional people write New Year's resolutions, prayers for success, wishes for good health. Yeah, so usually you buy this wooden thingy at the small kiosk. I think there's one behind here. and then write your wish and hang it here. So let me see. What else are you saying? This area is quite near Akihabara. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's about 20 minutes walk from Akihabara to Ueno. So relatively close, yeah. Would love for you to check out Nippori Fabric Town. Yeah, I can do that. I've been there a couple of times, but it's not... I never found it that visually interesting. I'm sure it's great if you're really like interested in fabrics and you're looking for something special, but just walking around there was a little bit boring to me. Thoughts on Shinjuku Gyoen? Oh, Shinjuku Gyoen is lovely. I'm a big fan of Shinjuku Gyoen. And actually, before the pandemic, I always used to buy this like yearly ticket so I could go there as much as I wanted. Because I was doing a lot of portrait photo shoot, and that park is a great location for portrait shoots as well. So yeah, I used to go there very often. I can't wait for the pandemic to be over and start doing portrait shoots again. I really miss that. It's so much fun. And yes, like someone saying, there's lots of museums here in Ueno Park. We will head down to that part of the park now, where you can see some of the museum buildings. The only thing about Shinjuku Gyoen is that you have to pay. Yeah, and they recently raised the price quite significantly, actually. It used to be like 200 yen or something, which I always felt very, very cheap. But now I think it's like 500 yen, so it's almost, yeah, it's more than, I think they more than doubled the price. Last year they started with those increased prices. Thank you, Mr. BA Sins. I'm new to your channel and have been watching your other videos, and I must say they are great to watch. I've been enjoying them. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very happy to hear that. If you enjoy this channel, please consider joining me on Patreon, because then you will get access to Patreon only streams as well, which I started doing quite frequently. So that might be interesting to you. Helicopter, yes, we did indeed have a helicopter passing here. So let's head down to this big plaza down here. So here's one. I think this is like the Contemporary Art Museum, maybe? Not really sure. Then there's like another one, another museum down here, which I think is for like Western art, Museum of Western Art or something like that. You also have one of the coolest police boxes in all of Tokyo down here. Maybe we should go down there, just so I can show it to you. And then down there is like, I think that's the National Museum, right? The big building at the end here. And then there's a few other museums as well. So yeah, if you're into museums, you can definitely have a great time here in Ueno. So we came from this direction. And here's the cool police bus that I was talking about, anime from the 80s or something. Pretty cool. Even more so at night. The sky is clearing up. Yeah, it keeps changing. It's, you know, there's gaps between the clouds, but then there's also big, pretty gray and heavy looking clouds as well. So that's rainy season for you. Weather is extremely unpredictable for, I think it lasts for about a month. Today feels like relatively safe, or at least right now it feels relatively safe, but again, it changes quickly. Yeah, this whole plaza used to be, or it's kind of like an event space. I'm not sure if they're doing it now, but usually before the pandemic there was always events and stuff going on here. Also a pretty big Starbucks here, which when I was living in Nippori, which is many years ago now, but Nippori is pretty close here. When I was living there, I often came to this Starbucks just to sit here and work on my laptop. That was back in the days when basically Wi-Fi was only available at Starbucks. These days you can find free Wi-Fi pretty much everywhere in Japan. And also these days mobile data is so cheap that it's essentially free as well. So, but yeah, 7-8 years ago, finding good and stable Wi-Fi was always a bit of a struggle. Back then I was doing a lot of writing, so I was dependent on having a decent internet connection so I could research things. Oh, it's nice. It's a nice day today. And I like how the rain makes everything look very lush and full of vitality. In Japan maybe. Yeah, in Australia seems to be very notorious for having very expensive data and not great internet connectivity, at least not outside major cities. Japan is such a small country and so densely populated, so I guess building a good IT infrastructure is relatively easy and profitable in a country like this. So that's good. Good for me. Even 3 years ago, most mobile data plans were capped at 10-15 gigs, and I wouldn't be able to stream like this back then. But now I have, it says unlimited data, but actually it's capped at 10 gigs per day. If I go over that limit, then the speed will drop quite a lot, so then it wouldn't be possible to stream. But for my needs, 10 gigs per day is enough. It's enough for about 4 hours of streaming to run this channel. What place would you say is the most visited when you go to Japan? Oh, most visited? I don't know. Maybe like Shibuya Crossing or Shinjuku or Asakusa. Those are some of the most popular tourist spots in Tokyo, I guess. Interesting. What is this? Kangaroo? Otter? Building. I don't know if it's a old residence or some sort of educational facility. Trees are jonksing. Oh, soka. Yeah, well, it happens. So here we have a map. Hope the signal is back again in full force. It looks like it's okay now. So we started down here at Ueno station. Then we basically walked through the park around this pond. Now we're heading out this direction. Yeah, I see that the connection is not super stable right now, so please be a little bit patient, and I'm sure it will come back soon. Glitch in the matrix. Yeah, looks like we have full signal again now. But yeah, please remember that it's a mobile live stream, and by nature it's not 100% stable. So whenever it disappears, it usually comes back again. But again, remember you can refresh the YouTube page. That usually improves things. Here's the Tokyo University, one of the campuses. I think it's the art campus. Many of the buildings in here looks pretty beautiful and interesting, but I don't think I'm allowed to walk inside here, which is a bit of a shame. Would love to check out the actual university area. Yeah, now it's sunny and nice. Definitely. Let's see for how long the sun will be with us. Tokyo University of Art and Music, the most prestigious in the field. There you have it. Now we are entering the kind of more local area, which is kind of the edge of the area called Yanesen, which means Yanaka, Sendagi, and Nezu, or Yanaka, Nezu, Sendagi. And this area has lots of old buildings and old houses still remaining. There's also pretty high density of interesting shops and some pretty cool shopping streets. So I'm a big fan of this part of Tokyo. You were at the U something which had all the love hotels. Uguisudani, I guess. That's an area not too far from here actually, with a lot of love hotels. This is a very colorful building. I like it. Wonder if it's just some regular house? No, I don't think it is. I think it's some sort of art facility.
私は東京都議会議員の中山博之でございます。地域をくまなく修正させていただきまして、政策を伝えさせていただいております。私は東京都議会議員
Oh yeah, like someone saying in the chat, please like the video. If you do like the video, you know, click the like button. That's a great way to show some love and also help me with the YouTube algorithm. I think, yeah, last time I passed here I definitely told you this, but since there are a few new viewers, I will repeat myself. This is a very nice little coffee shop. It's kind of like, it's an old, as you can see, it's an old building, but the inside is very tastefully renovated. It's a very nice place. It's usually very popular though. Kayaba coffee, it's called. It's usually very popular. You usually have to stand in line a while if you want to go inside. Lots of small restaurants. This looks like a place serving nice Japanese teishoku, like set meals. I'm getting hungry actually. Let's see how to deal with the lunch situation today. I feel like I still have a lot of things to show you in this stream, so I don't want to end things already. There's also lots of shops like this selling like old Japanese traditional snacks in this area, which is pretty cool. So yeah, maybe I would consider doing a on-camera lunch break and then continue walking today, if we can find a good place for that. Because yeah, we just arrived here, right? And there's several streets and areas I want to show you. This is also a pretty cool place. Let me cross the streets so I can show it to you properly. It's an old bathhouse that has been turned into an art gallery, and unfortunately they're renovating the facade right now. But yeah, pretty cool. Also, apologies in advance. There's lots of messages in the chat that I have no time to read or respond to, because there's just a lot of things going on in the chat right now. So that's also a good reason for me to maybe try and sit down somewhere so that I can take a little break and catch up with the chat. So let's see if we can make that happen. I guess, well, there's really not a single car in sight, so I think I can cross safely. Hydrate! Yeah, I guess I should do that as well. So yeah, also last time I came here, I'm pretty sure I showed you this place, but there's a nice little... I'm always struggling to find it though, but there's a nice little place with some... maybe it's not down here. Some restaurants, a Norwegian bakery. Oh wait, it's down, it's here. I just have to pass this construction zone. Maybe I could actually go for lunch here. Let's see. This place. Ah, right, they're not allowed to serve beer because we're still under this state of emergency. But yeah, this is a beer hall. They actually have, I think they have locally brewed beer here. Thank you, Sid Luthor. Thank you so much for the super chat. So yeah, this place is closed until the 20th, so a few more days. But this is open. I guess this is the takeout counter. I wonder if we're actually allowed to do takeout. They do. I think they do still sell beer. Nice. What else do we have here? Salt and olive oil shop. this place I think have moved. It used to be there. Now it's here. And then there's this Norwegian bakery here in the back. If I was going home right after this, I would buy my wife some cinnamon buns. They have really good cinnamon buns here, but I'm not going home directly after this. So no cinnamon buns for my wife today. But yeah, in terms of food, it's pretty limited, right? It's more like, yeah, I don't think I can get much in terms of food here. Too bad. Otherwise I would have loved to sit down here and have a little snack and a beer. But there are more places down here, so I think we'll be able to find something. Hello, Joy. Yes, you're late. How dare you? Just kidding. Better late than never. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, that place is very nice. Again, I can't wait until people are starting to travel to Japan again and I can start organizing tours and stuff and bring people to places like this. I miss that. I miss the social aspects of my old work. You have been to Vanner? Yeah, right? The cinnamon and cardamom buns are delicious. Yeah, some of the best ones we can get in Tokyo, I would say. Really good. Thank you, CV, for the super chat. I always enjoy your videos and you're giving me another great idea for my return trip. Return trip to T. Oh, sorry, I didn't catch that entire message. To Tokyo tomorrow. Have a beer on me. Oh, you're going to Tokyo tomorrow. From where? Interesting. How to join your tours when they reopen? A good place to start is to join me on Patreon. That way you will get access to my personal information and I can share my website with you. But as I prefer to have my real name not shown on YouTube for various reasons, I only share that with my Patreon supporters. Or you can send me an email and I can send you the link to my website. I will probably, once travel starts to Tokyo, I will probably build like a proper website for this channel where I can share a little bit more information about my travel related services as well. So when COVID is over, will you plan doing subscriber meetup? Yes, I would love to, and walking tours as well. And also, like I said, my here's some takeout yattemasu, lunch, cafe view. Not sure. Oh, it's green. I kind of fancy just some super local little restaurant like this. I will ask this guy if it's okay if I film. There's no one else here. すみません。YouTube やってますけど、すいません。YouTube やってますけど、もしランチ食べたら、食べながら撮影して大丈夫ですか？ダメですか？わかりました。Yeah, some places are not very camera friendly. which is a bit of a surprise, but especially a place like this, super local, no other guests. Let's head down this street a little bit further. Here's Tokyo Bike, by the way, which is a very nice bicycle company. Unfortunately very expensive, but their bikes are very nice. See, that's one of the reasons why I always end up just buying like convenience store food and eat outside, because unfortunately, especially here in Tokyo, shops are not very friendly to cameras. I don't know exactly what they are so afraid of, but it's yeah, they're very skeptical. What kind of camera phone? It's written in the video description what equipment I use, so please check that out. Yeah. So lots of temples around here. I just love getting lost on all these small streets. There's so many, like, yeah, lots of temples, lots of graveyards around here. Lots of beautiful temples. Anywhere Nezu. Yeah. I think now I'm probably heading more towards the direction of Yanaka Ginza, which is like this really nice shopping street where I can definitely get some like street food and just eat outside. Yeah, good old Papa Noel. He's great. I would love to go back there. Actually, I just finished this morning. We finished the bag of beans that I bought last time I went there. It was really tasty, his coffee, so I would probably go back and buy a couple of more bags. This looks like it's just been freshly painted. Not sure actually if we're supposed to go inside here. Look at this red color. It's so red it almost hurts my eyes. Really bright red. That was quick. Yeah, I think probably had it daily in 5-6 days. It was just, I think, 200 grams, so pretty small amount. Doesn't last too long. There's lots of nice cafes around this area, yeah. So we will find a place to sit down sooner or later, for sure. But yeah, this whole camera shyness is very strange to me. Like in most places in Europe, you know, people would be dying to get attention on social media, and most restaurants are just happy if you show them. But fortunately, yeah, here in Japan it's, or I would say it's more of a Tokyo thing actually. Whenever I'm in the countryside, shop owners are generally way more friendly than in Tokyo. Maあね、若い人がやってるお店の方がオープン、それはそうですけど、でも僕が好きなお店はよくなんかおじいちゃんおばあちゃんがやってるお店、なんかそういう雰囲気が大好きので、そういうちょっと年上の人はあんまりカメラとかあんまり好きじゃないね。Yeah, again, I understand if it's out of concern for other guests, but like this place I just passed, there was like no one there. So, and yeah. Anyway, it is what it is, and that makes it the more enjoyable when you do stumble across places like Papa Noel or other like very nice and camera friendly shops. So I guess that kind of challenge is part of what makes it so enjoyable. In Germany, a YouTuber got sued. Yeah, that's unfortunately a risk that we have to take. The laws here in Japan are a bit vague. It is generally allowed to shoot in public places, even if you see other people's faces. But if you were to cause someone any harm by doing so, they would be able to demand compensation. So unfortunately, that's a risk that I have to live with, which I am not too comfortable with, but at the same time I always try to be considerate, and I try to be careful, especially with people who look like they are on dates or doing something that could potentially be problematic to show to the rest of the world. But yeah, those of you who have followed my channel for a long time, you know that that's one of the main reasons why I started doing more live streams and fewer 4K videos. Because with live streams, at least the image quality is not so great. You get the chance to speak Swedish on a daily basis. Yeah, I speak Swedish every day. I speak Swedish with my wife. I speak Swedish to my daughter. I usually chat with my family back in Sweden on an almost daily basis as well. So yeah. No worries, Mr. B.A. Sins. Thanks so much for stopping by today. And I hope you can come back soon. And I really hope to see you in the Patreon club as well. So now we are actually at Nippori Station. Nippori Station is down there. And down here is Yanaka Ginza, which is this nice shopping street. So that's where I will head now and try to find something to eat around there. That was a love hotel. And here's another one of these old school. I think this is senbei, rice crackers. They probably make them there in store. And here on the other side is another similar shop. And usually every time I come here I notice that there are some new fancy looking shop like this. Looks to be a steakhouse. That wasn't there when I lived in this neighborhood, that's for sure. What are those snacks? So senbei, that's a very common type of rice cracker which is very popular in Japan. Here's a place called Skåne, which is interesting because Skåne is the part of Sweden where I'm from. I don't know the history behind that name. I think I went inside and asked once, but they didn't really have any good answer on this place. I love this. I always stop by here. Hayashi Rice Senmonten. Let's see if we can eat there. Let's see. Also, I need to make sure that I have cash. Otherwise, we could have a potentially embarrassing situation coming up. If I eat... Yeah, I do have some cash. So let's see. Is this the Hayashi Rice? Yes, it is. Unfortunately, there was some other guests there, but it looked like they were just about to leave. So once they're out, I will go inside and ask if I can film while I'm eating. I'm sure that those of you who has followed my channel for a while, you recognize all these places by now. And I hope it's okay, like that you're not feeling that I'm just repeating myself all the time and showing the same places over and over again. I mean, that's... Yeah, I'm always feeling a little bit worried about that, but at the same time I feel that everything is always changing, and you know, going to a place in the winter and then coming back there in the summer or in the autumn makes everything look quite different. So I hope it's okay. I hope you're still enjoying. But if you feel that I'm starting to get boring and just repeating myself, please let me know and I will see what I can do in order to make things a little bit more exciting again. Let's see. So yeah, there was 2 guests in there, but they're just about to leave, so I'll just hang out here for a second. Better than watching TV anytime. Thank you. It's good to hear. Yeah, let's see if we can shoot this place. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Hayashi Rice 専門店。
そうです。
面白い。僕はYouTube やってるんですけど、
はい、
ちょっと食べながら撮影したら大丈夫ですか？
はい、
ありがとうございます。生配信ですけど。
生配信大丈夫。
はい、ありがとうございます。
YouTube ライブ。
はいはい。見せていいですか？
大丈夫です。
So yeah, this is the place. なんか昔はスナックとかそういうお店ですか？昔ずっとハヤシライスですか？
イタリアン。
イタリアンか。そうかそうか。
で、今お酒が出せない。
そうですねそうですね。
だから20日以降はイタリアです。
なるほどなるほど。面白い。よかった、みんな今のビューはみんな喜んでます。さっきは他の店行ったけどそこは撮影ダメって今ちょっとよかったって言ってDid I do an accidental face reveal there? Maybe I did. much I'm
メ
showing.
ニュー、ちょっと
はい。
ブラックボール。
ああ、
はい。
オムハヤシ
はい、かしこまりました。
お願いします。そうですね、飲み物何がありますか。
はい。
飲み物は
飲み物はそこの黄色い。
ここですね。はははは。じゃあブラッドオレンジジュース。
ブラッドで。
Okay, folks, I am back. Arm reveal. Yeah. Let's see. Now I'm so used to showing my face when I'm eating because that's what I'm doing on all these Patreon only streams. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. You will see the food, of course, of course. So, じゃあこの横丁ってお店長いですか？
ここは多分80年ぐらい。
ああ、そうですか。
歴史が。
So this street has like 80-year-old history or something like that. すごいね。ね、結構雰囲気が
そうですね。
好き。
海外から来られる方やっぱり。
そうですね。そうですね。
おージャパン。
そうですね。そうですね。ですね。ああ、そうですね。イブラヒモビッチとか。
ラーション。
ラーション。ああ、なるほど。僕はあまりサッカーあまり詳しくないけど、よく日本人はよく。
イブラヒモビッチは。
そう。僕はイブラヒモビッチと同じ町に生まれた。年齢もほぼ一緒。知らないけど。So, my 509 viewers. Yeah, it will be a bit of wait here as he's preparing my food, and I'm enjoying this glass of blood orange juice and having a nice chat with him. So, if you will get bored, feel free to watch something else for the next 30 minutes or so, and then you can come back. I should be done by then. I will also try to check the stream a little bit more, right, or the chat a bit more now. Yeah, looks like we're having a bit of technical issues right now. Unfortunately, it's not a Bloody Mary. It's just grape orange, blood orange juice. I wish it was a Bloody Mary, but they're not allowed to serve alcohol right now because of the pandemic.